Jazzcast Pros.
Today's episode is all about our first mindfulness event. So, complete mindfulness event, an introduction to mindfulness. In this episode, you'll learn all about the event, how to register, what we're going to do while we're together. Please like, subscribe, and share. Welcome to the Healthy Illness Podcast. I am your host, Kelly Marie, and the Healthy Illness Podcast is all about helping you build healthier relationships while living with mental health conditions. I am extremely tired. I am on doula duty, on call. I've got a couple of births imminent, and I'm tired. And so I need to get in bed and rest, but I also need to tell you about our upcoming mindfulness event, very first mindfulness event. I just finished my certification course or education course at Brown University to become a mindfulness facilitator. The ink is not dry on my degree. And I knew as soon as it was done, I wanted to be able to bring you everything that I learned. I can't do that all in an hour and a half, which is how much time we'll be spending together, but it's a start. And so I wanted to hold some space for folks who were in the midst of this holiday season, who wanted to learn more about mindfulness, what it is, what it isn't, and how to begin to incorporate a mindfulness practice in their everyday lives with like no stress, no judgment, no strings attached, right? And so this will be an opportunity for you, if you're interested, to learn a little bit more about my journey in mindfulness, what brought me to mindfulness, how I personally got here, but also if mindfulness is something that you have been thinking about or heard about, or like, I've heard people like Kelly Marie say that mindfulness has been this incredible tool on their self-care and healing journey. Maybe I want to learn a little more about it from someone that seems like a real human being and not AI or an article on a website. Like, this is your opportunity. So this event, an intro to mindfulness for everyone and everybody, is an online event. So you don't have to travel to Buffalo. You don't have to leave your house. You don't have to put on any fancy clothes or any clothes. You keep your camera off if you choose not to wear any clothes. But this is your opportunity to just come into a healing space, an open space, to be able to learn more, again, about mindfulness, about this work, about this space, and to test it out. So we will, over our 90-minute time together, you will have the opportunity and invitation really to experience 3 types of mindfulness activities, 3 types of practices in mindfulness. It is just, again, a beginning place to start. If you're familiar with mindfulness, the body scan is something that you may have heard a lot about, and everyone, it's like if someone records the body scan every day, it's going to be different because they're different. Every moment that we live makes us a different human being. And so we will do a body scan. We will also talk about breathing and breath work, not anything deep, just like why breathing is important, which we all breathe involuntarily. But what does it mean to breathe purposely? And close out with loving kindness practice, and also holding some space for feedback, conversation, what the time and place and space might have brought up for you, and then some practical tips to be able to begin to integrate mindfulness in your day-to-day life. So, hour and a half. I did not tell you when it's going to be. We are going to meet in the virtual space on December 29th, Monday, December 29th, 7 o'clock p.m. The class will run for an hour and a half. So from 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time to 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, we will be in a Zoom room together. engaging, learning, sharing, healing, even in this beginner space together. And so I encourage you, if you are wondering, what the all the hubbub is about, this is maybe a great place for you. If you are looking for, a trauma informed space, this may be the space for you. If you're looking for a space that is culturally understanding, this may be the space for you. If you're looking for a space where you can show up as who you are, this may be the space for you. And so I invite you to come out and try it on for size. And so this event that will be held on Monday, December 29th, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time until 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is going to be free of charge. Yep, free of charge. One of the things that, and I've talked about this in the past, but one of the things that I believe is that mental health, like being mentally healthy, should not have a fee. Like you should not be paying out of pocket in order to be mentally healthy. And so this virtual space costs me no extra money. It is, a platform that I pay for monthly. It does not, it will cost you time and energy. You might learn a thing or two, but, there's no money out of pocket for this time. And that is not often the case, right? When looking to test out and learn about self care techniques and healing techniques. But this space is free to you, at least free to you monetarily. Uh, and I want to be able to keep it that way so that you can continue to show up in this space to learn and grow as I learn and grow as well, free of dollar charge to you. And so, what is mindfulness and why is it so important that that is a part of the conversation? My instructor, who is from Brown University, Bob Linscott, in our class, he, and I loved it, showed all these ways in which the word mindfulness is used and what mindfulness, we spent some time talking about, what mindfulness is and what mindfulness is not. And I just thought it was so important that we also spend some time and talk about what it is and what it is not so that we're all on the same page. I want to be able to, dispel some myths around the practice of mindfulness. And mindfulness is like any other practice. There are schools of thought and differences, and people have different ideas and ways in which they may practice mindfulness. But overall, what you will experience in our time together is based out of Brown University and the mindfulness based stress reduction program. And so the focus, maybe in the name, mindfulness based stress reduction, but the goal is to kind of dig in and explore and feel, see, experience what it's like to be present in a non-judgmental way. I want to also kind of dispel any myths around, like I hear feedback from people when I talk about mindfulness and they're like, well, yeah, I heard, you're leaving your body, you're trying to practice not being here, leave, like, to be in another space and place. And that's not the case for mindfulness based stress reduction and the introduction to mindfulness class and the school of thought that was founded, created by John Kabat-Zinn. And so that's our foundation in mindfulness and being present, in being non-judgmental, judgment free, and what that means to be judgment free. But I will say it's a practice, just like any other exercise or discipline, it's a practice. may be something that comes easy to you, may not be something that comes easy to you. Just like running is something that comes easy to some folks, and there are people that win marathons that running does not come easy to them, right? And so practice is really key. And I will share with you, in that space, my journey and my practice and what my personal practice looks like, how I've integrated mindfulness into my life. And so if you've been here in the podcast, right, you know some of that already because it's something that we talk about all the time. But it gives us a time to converse, for you to ask questions, to touch and feel, so to speak, mindfulness in a container, in a space that encourages you to remain comfortably uncomfortable. And we will dig into all of that. I don't want to give you all of that right now because then will you come and see me on the 29th? Who knows? So I'm not going to play myself and give you all of the details right now. But I want it to be a lighter space for you. It's the week after Christmas. It's still during Kwanzaa, Hanukkah. And so, like, there are a lot of things happening, even in that December 29th space. But I wanted to do this before the year was up. Our class finished out last week, and I wanted to be able to spend some time and bring you some of the things that I've learned before the year is up. I don't believe in New Year's resolutions, nor do I believe in waiting for a certain time to arrive before making a change. And so I didn't want this to be a part of a, New Year, New You resolution based thing, but looking to hear from you how it makes sense for me to show up for you in this space. Is this something that makes sense to do monthly, every other month, once a quarter? Like I want to be able to create something that you enjoy participating in. And enjoy is not the right word, because every experience may not be a good experience. You might have a tough time, with one of the practices, and or you're just having a bad day. Like every experience is not going to be a great one. So I don't want to say enjoy. That also is a judgment, checking myself right here live on the podcast, but it's just a space to be, a space for you to come as you are, no matter what's happening, no matter how you're interacting with life and life is interacting with you, and provide some openness, and creative curiosity, and space for you to see what can be. And so, if you are interested in signing up for the workshop, webinar, class, head over to frontseatlife.com. There you will find a link to register right on the landing page when you get there, frontseatlife.com, and sign up for our workshop. If you have any questions, let me know, right? Email address, there's about 48 of them, but I'll give you one, frontseatlife@gmail.com, or Kelly Marie at frontseatlife.com. I know I said I would give you one, and I just gave you two. I probably should stick to the one, but you have to, but you only need to email one. So until the next time, I encourage you to be the light. I have been happily enjoying the removal of things from my plate. I feel, even though I'm tired, I feel refreshed. I'm definitely about to get in the bed, and it's like 8:30 at night. But and I am on call for my doula clients, and I want to be fresh and ready for them when they call, because it will be time for them to have their babies and usher new life into the world. And so I will not draw out our time together today, right now, any longer than this. But you will hear more, and we will have some stuff up on social. So if you're not following Front Seat Life on Instagram or Facebook, those are the two social platforms that we're on. I encourage you to do so. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I don't post often, and it may be to my detriment, right? I'm not on there posting a lot of stuff, but I do want to open that up to you, because that's where all the information will be outside of the podcast. So either on the website frontseatlife.com or IG in Facebook as at the Front Seat Life. If you are looking for resources around human services or mental health, or just not sure who to call in order to get some answers around, what stage of life you're in, or you're looking to find programming for a loved one or family member, you can dial 211 or go to 211 in your browser. It's a great resource to be able to get information about what's happening in your community, what's available in your community. This time of year is rough for many folks. And so if you're looking for places to go, therapists or respite services, social services, even daycares, like anything you can really think of, that's service-based, services for folks of different abilities and stages in life. 211 is a good place to start. You can go there, call them 211 and talk, or go in your browser or ask Google or Alexa or Siri. They will connect you with 211 as well. If you are not feeling well and you are in a crisis, or you are feeling as though you're suicidal, you are thinking of taking your life, wanting to take your life, harming yourself or others, please dial 988 on your phone and talk to a real live human being. There are folks there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, waiting for your call. It is free of charge. No insurance is necessary. No payment is necessary. 211 988 is there for you, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, whenever you need. You are not alone. You've never been alone, and you will not be alone. Please dial 988 if you are in crisis or are in danger of harming yourself or someone else. I hope that this year coming to an end brings with it some places and spaces for healing and being and learning and growing. And so that is my plan, not just for 2025 and not just for 2026, right? Moving into this future, but this moment right here, right now. And that, my good friend, is all I got. Be the light.